My wife, Elena, 34F, and I, 36M, have been together for a decade, married for 6. We crossed paths at a community fundraiser. She was volunteering at the bake sale, arranging trays of fresh pastries with that warm smile of hers, while I was manning the grill, flipping burgers, and chatting with locals about weekend plans. We bonded instantly over shared laughs about my slightly burnt offerings and her secret recipe tweaks, leading to our first date at a nearby lakeside spot. Life's been steady and fulfilling. We run a small landscaping business together, designing serene gardens for clients and tending our own backyard oasis filled with blooming flower beds, vegetable patches, and a cozy hammock where we unwind. No kids yet, but we've talked about it endlessly, picturing family picnics in the parks we help create, complete with homemade sandwiches and games on the grass. Enter my brother-in-law, Derek, 32M, Elena's younger brother. He's always been the free spirit of the family, bouncing between travels for odd jobs like seasonal farm work or festival setups, crashing at our place during his sporadic visits, charming everyone with his stories, but unreliable when it comes to commitments like showing up for birthdays. Last weekend, during a family barbecue at our home, with the grill smoking and relatives milling about the yard under string lights, Derek pulled Elena aside in the kitchen while I was outside flipping steaks and chatting with cousins. She came back pale, her hands trembling slightly as she whispered to me that he confessed he's always been in love with her, claiming it started in their teens during shared family trips and he's tired of hiding it after all these years. She shut him down immediately, told him it's inappropriate and to leave right away, but he lingered in the hallway, pleading for a chance to explain his feelings in more detail. I overheard the tale in through the open window and confronted him in the driveway, demanding he back off and never speak to her that way again. He slurred something about true feelings. He'd been drinking beer steadily all afternoon and drove away erratically, tires screeching on the pavement. Elena's shaken to her core, insisting it's a drunken mistake fueled by his aimless life. But I'm furious. Is this some twisted sibling thing buried in their past? Family's brushing it off as Derek being Derek, with lighthearted jokes at dinner, but it feels like a deep betrayal. How do we handle this? Cut him out completely? Tell the parents over a group call? Our marriage is rock solid, built on trust and teamwork, but this has planted seeds of doubt about her family's dynamics, making our peaceful evenings feel shadowed. Update 1. Thanks for the range of takes. Some urging family mediation to air it out calmly. Others saying go no contact to protect our peace, which mirrored my swirling thoughts as I paced our garden paths at dawn. Yesterday, after a restless night on the couch debating with Elena in hushed tones by the flickering fireplace, surrounded by the scent of burning logs and our collection of framed photos from happier times, we called Derek for a clear-the-air talk at our place. He showed up hungover, his clothes rumpled and eyes bloodshot, admitting the confession was real, not just the booze talking. Said he's harbored feelings since high school, watching her date others, including me, with jealousy that built over years like a slow-burning fire, twisting innocent memories into something more. Elena was mortified, her face flushing as she recalled sibling moments like late-night talks during family camping trips that he now twisted into signs of mutual affection, things she'd always seen as normal brother-sister bonding. It got heated when I asked why now, my voice rising despite efforts to stay calm. He broke, revealing he's in debt from failed ventures, over $30,000 in loans from shady investments gone wrong, and thought winning Elena would fix everything, even hinting at wanting our business help to bail him out, like partnering on a side project. We kicked him out firmly, but not before he dropped a bomb, claimed their parents favored Elena growing up, leaving him with nothing in terms of emotional and financial support, fueling his obsession as a way to reclaim what he felt was owed. Elena's parents called later that evening, downplaying it as sibling rivalry gone wrong during a tense conversation on the porch, but she's doubting family stories now, replaying childhood anecdotes in her mind. We've changed the locks on our doors and blocked him on all platforms, but he's texting apologies mixed with pleas for money to start over. Our backyard, once a peaceful retreat with blooming roses and bird feeders, feels invaded by the drama. Friends suggest giving it space and focusing on us, but the unease grows with every unanswered question. Is this isolated or a deeper family issue rooted in years of unspoken resentments? Update 2. Reddit. Your pushes to examine family history struck a chord that kept us up late. Elena and I spent the evening digging through old photo albums and letters in our dusty attic, dust motes dancing in the lamplight, as we sifted through boxes of faded mementos from their childhood home, uncovering inconsistencies in her parents' tales that made us both pause. Derek wasn't wrong about favoritism. We found documents like bank statements showing their folks paid for Elena's college fully, covering tuition and living expenses without a second thought, while Derek got minimal support, Pushing into trades early with just a small loan he struggled to repay. But the real shock? A hidden letter from their late grandmother, tucked in an envelope yellowed with age, revealing Derek might not be fully related. Hints of an affair their mom had during a rough patch in a marriage, making his paternity questionable and explaining subtle family tensions we never noticed. We confronted the parents over a strained video call from our living room, the screen casting a glow on our faces as we laid out the letter. They confessed yes, Derek's dad is actually a family friend from years ago who helped during hard times, kept secret to preserve harmony and avoid small-town gossip. Derek knew since his teens, overheard heated arguments one stormy night, and channeled resentment into fixation on Elena, seeing her as the perfect sibling he couldn't have or measure up to. He's spiraling now, posting vague social media rants about stolen lives and unfair advantages, prompting concerned calls from relatives scattered across the state. Elena's heartbroken, questioning her entire upbringing and the fairness of it all, tears streaming as she sorted through more old keepsakes. We've distanced from the parents too, limiting contact to brief texts. Our business is suffering from the distraction, canceled client meetings amid the emotional drain, leaving projects half-finished. The garden we planted together wilts under neglect, mirroring our frayed nerves and the overgrown weeds of family secrets. How do we rebuild from this familial earthquake that has uprooted everything we thought we knew? Update 3. Escalation hit after Update 2, dragging in unexpected legal tangles that turned our lives upside down. Derek showed up uninvited at our business site, a sprawling park landscaping project with winding paths and flower installations, demanding money and truth about his parentage in a loud outburst, causing a scene that scared off workers and nearby visitors, leading to police involvement for trespassing and a report filed on the spot. In the fallout, we got a restraining order through hurried court filings, but he retaliated by emailing relatives with proof, scanned old photos and letters twisting the narrative to paint Elena as knowing about the favoritism and withholding support deliberately. Their parents admitted more during a follow-up call from their quiet, suburban home. The affair resulted in Derek, and they hid it to avoid scandal in their tight-knit community, but skimped on his upbringing due to guilt-fueled resentment, channeling resources to Elena as a form of overcompensation. An attorney reviewed everything in detail at his office downtown. Turns out, the grandmother's estate, a modest fund from property sales we thought split equally, was altered secretly to favor Elena after the secret emerged, leaving Derek with scraps that barely covered his early debts. He's suing for a larger share now, claiming fraud and emotional damages in heated legal documents. Family gatherings are canceled indefinitely. Uncles siding with Derek over perceived injustices, aunts with us for stability's sake, splintering holidays and birthdays into awkward silences. Elena and I are attending joint sessions with a mediator in a neutral community center to process the betrayal, but trust in her family is shattered beyond quick repair. Our home feels like a fortress now, with security cams installed around the perimeter and motion lights in the yard. And ironically, the business picked up after the drama publicity drew curious clients, an odd silver lining amid the stress. Derek's living with a cousin in a spare room, undergoing evaluation for mental health at a local clinic. But the divide deepens with every passing week. Can bonds mend after such revelations that have exposed decades of hidden pain? Update 4. 6 months since the barbecue confession, paths have diverged in bittersweet directions that bring closure mixed with lingering reflections. The lawsuit settled out of court after lengthy negotiations. Derek got a fair estate portion after DNA tests confirmed the paternity twist, but it came with strict no-contact stipulations we all signed in a mediator's office, ensuring space for healing. He's in a structured program addressing his emotional and financial issues, working steady at a warehouse loading docks, and sent a formal apology letter through his counselor that we accepted neutrally, acknowledging the pain without reopening wounds. Elena's parents are in reconciliation mode, attending family retreats in wooded cabins that we join cautiously, sharing stories over evening bonfires to rebuild slowly, one honest conversation at a time. Our marriage emerged tougher from the ordeal. We expanded the business with new contract for community green spaces. Hiring extra helped to free up time for us, like weekend getaways to mountain cabins where we hike trails and talk freely under vast skies. Elena processed her guilt through journaling in a dedicated notebook, filling pages with memories and forgiveness notes. And we've hosted small dinners with loyal kin at our revamped backyard table, fostering new traditions like storytelling rounds. Derek's kept his distance respectfully, focusing on self-improvement with reports of steady progress from mutual acquaintances. And while scars remain from the upheaval, like awkward pauses when family topics arise, we've found peace in our strengthened partnership, planting fresh seeds in the garden as a symbol of renewal. Family isn't always blood deep, but honesty rebuilds what resentment breaks, one step at a time. Reddit, your views help navigate the storm. Ending this tale,